Alright, gang. This is for the ones 28 and up. What do you remember doing on November 14th, 2003? Because I definitely remember what I was doing. So on November 14th, 2003, you had not one, but two classic albums that dropped that day. You had the Black Album by your boy Jay-Z, and you had Beg for Mercy by G-Unit. Now, I wanted both, obviously, but as a child, $9.99, that goes a long way. And now that I'm thinking about it, we all talk about how 50 Cent and Kanye West, they dropped their albums on the same day and they had that little battle, but low-key, these guys was doing the same thing, but it wasn't the same thing, obviously. And on top of that, it wasn't a 50 Cent solo, because if it was, you already knew what was about to happen then. When Jay-Z dropped the Black Album, he debuted at #1, and he sold 463,000 copies that first week, and it currently sits at 4 times platinum right now. Now, it's two things that I didn't realize. First of all, that was a Friday he dropped on, not a Tuesday, because albums dropped on Tuesdays back then. So that wasn't even a full week that that album got counted for sales. So that's a good thing. Two, Tupac dropped Resurrection, or the label dropped Resurrection around that time also, but it didn't drop on a Friday. It actually dropped on a Tuesday, how albums are supposed to be dropped on, and that debuted at #2. One thing we can say about your boy Jay, he is a marketing genius and he knows how to stay relevant. Now, 2003, we already know that was 50 Cent's year, but he found a way to still kind of ride the wave to keep himself popular. He was already popular anyway. And you see them boys, they did that commercial where they collaborated together, and then they did that tour, the Rock the Mic tour. Man, come on. That was genius right over there, because you already know it was his time to shine. And I see a lot of y'all be liking to crack jokes, be talking about Jay never had a hot year and all this other stuff. Man, listen, I can't stand Jay-Z fans just like the next man can. But I'm going to let you know right over here, that is a lie. But y'all got to look that up for yourself, because I ain't about to go no further than that. But other than that, though, when this man, he dropped this album right over here, he had announced earlier also that he is retiring from rap. Now, he did kind of give y'all a hint that he might be doing the Michael Jordan thing. So, hey, it is what it is. But people was not trying to hear that. So they definitely had to go grab this album right over here, because they didn't know when's the next time they're going to hear a Jay-Z album. Now, this is a fan favorite also. It's held right up there with Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint. This is considered a classic also. Your boy 50, he does not get enough credit. Yeah, he had a few hot years. Yeah, he took over 2003 and delivered a classic, Get Rich or Die Trying. But if you think about it, we was really blessed, because he didn't just give us one classic, he gave us two classics that year with Beg for Mercy. And I definitely listen to Beg for Mercy more than I listen to Get Rich or Die Trying or the Black Album. But if you really think about it, not only did we have that, if y'all remember, for a little hot minute, they was talking about the New Breed also. That was an EP, and of course a dozen mixtapes. Bruh, if you think about it, for him being the hottest MC and giving the fans what they want, we was really spoiled. Now, Beg for Mercy, it debuted at #3, right behind Tupac's Resurrection, with 377,000 copies that first week. Now remember, that was a Friday, so that wasn't even a full week. Now that next week, it shot up the charts to #2 with 327,000 copies. Man, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. That whole Shady, Aftermath, G-Unit, Interscope, they were selling too many records. And on top of that, they still doing it to this day with old and new music. Now, can I be honest with y'all? I miss this lineup right over here. Now, yes, Yayo was locked up, but even with him being in the picture, I still miss all of them being together. And don't sleep on Yayo, because he was saying some slick stuff too. Now, I really don't consider Game part of this group, even though he was, but just them right over here, I miss all of them being together. But this lineup right over here, it's like when them boys got in the booth, it's like rent was due, okay? They was trying to challenge themselves, and they had nothing to lose at this point. If putting your dogs on was a person, it would definitely be 50 Cent. He didn't even wait a full year after Get Rich or Die Trying. This came out 9 months after Get Rich or Die Trying. And after this took off, this group project took off, then the solo project took off right after. Banks, then Buck, then The Game, then Yayo. And they all went platinum. Not this one went platinum, the other one did. No, all of them sold 1 million copies. That's what I'm talking about. Well, all right, enough rambling. Y'all let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite album, or what album did you buy? Y'all let me know.